Hello, it's Prince Easy. And well, let's get to the pictures, right? Just some light news, yeah? Well, is this a valid question? Is this the case? Do we have case studies where a superpower was up against a nobody? And what has the outcome been? That's the question I have. This is extremely sad. Extremely sad. Yeah. Of course, the Germans have to pick. They don't want to talk about their own. As long as they mitigate people's attention towards Africa, now they can say, look, they're not developing because they are drunkards. All of Africa, they drink. The top 10 nations who... This is the type of warfare that we're dealing, right? That's the ranking. That's the whole purpose of the ranking. They put you in a rank, they say you are number 3. What does that mean for an investor, for instance? An investor reading this news, and we have regulations here that most of your employees needs to be people from inside, and an article comes out and says these people are drunk. So what this is an attack. This is an attack. It's not an honest discussion. No, it's an attack. It's an assault. Right? And we should stop taking this and just thinking that it's okay. Right? It's a situation where nyani aoni kundule type situation. Right? For you who didn't understand what I just said, you know, there are those monkeys with funny buttocks. So another monkey of the same kind laughing at the shape and the coloration of that buttock is ridiculous because they have the same thing. So like, are you kidding me right now? So you don't get to like pretend like, why are we so defensive? We should have a discussion. No, this did not come. It's not in your place to have this kind of discussions. Who are you? This is that colonial mentality here. Okay, we shall get back to this. Right? I had my guy say, phoning them, they really with it. Knives, guns, the whole deal. Right? And these people are like from the third world countries, right? Like, so they are tougher than you are. You are not ready for this. Right? And believe it or not, these gangs held a little bit of territory for black people. They carved a little pie of paradise. Right? And they want to turn that paradise into a living hell by bringing in gangs. Right? We talked about that case of where they, I don't know, supposedly pinned down. This is what I'm telling you, man. You need to flee from her, like just the scripture said. Not figuratively, just saying live what they believe. No, live literally. Right? Literally. Okay, it is getting warmer and warmer, and from my past, you don't see it, but I am from a position where I see the world clearly, and I'm telling you, they are planning and plotting. From a political perspective, what are they talking about? There's gonna be chaos when this person is not elected into office, and right now, as most of you recognize that they are using this woman and they are attaching her to the black situation, and then the entirety of her criticism is upon her race, because neither have policy to even debate about, right? So like it is escalating slowly, right? And now Apollo is trying to do some specific regions of the country where the KKK have a strong following, because they have been programmed and been convinced that their threat to their economy and their well-being is you. Do you understand? If these people are truly convinced that's the case, this makes them extremely dangerous. And since they believe that, extremely unreasonable. Okay, because they have fallen victim to a ploy, and they have guns. Okay, so this is not about we're gonna have a conversation. Okay, these people in the UK, the niggas over there, they learned that the hard way, right? Niggas posting stuff out here like, yo, I don't think you should get out right now. Like, I'm in deep white places, you know, I don't feel safe at all. Okay, like it was like open season, and like a nigga, you can hide. You're a nigga, you're black, right? I'm just saying, it's time. Yeah. So, what I have observed in this movement, talking about all of this aerial phenomenon, the alien phenomenon, the alien phenomenon rather, right? And I shall make a video about the weapons of the gods. I hope I remember that. But most of the information, believe it or not, do you know why this UFO has a strong following? It's because the whistleblowers. It's all because of the whistleblowers. These whistleblowers, even Graham Hancock, these whistleblowers have credentials, right? People like Graham Hancock, it reached a point that the place where he was hired by an intelligence agency, they literally removed his name from the employment situation to make him like he didn't exist over there, like to cut the ties and everything. And that just makes him, it just automatically validates him. You know, just what is happening to Apollo right now. Like everything happens, they are not connected, but they are all benefiting him systematically, and that's exactly what happened to them. So they put them in the place of position. They made them the underdog, and they validated them, right? So we have people from the intelligence, we have military people. These are the people that mostly come out with like most of the heavy materials that circulate there on the internet. So it's not too crazy to think that it is part of their own design to cause information warfare in the interwebs. And this is a recurring thing, actually, believe it or not, right? So even this guy here, right, Louis, he doesn't come out and tell the truth. What he says is that aliens are real, and he's a real deal, right? He's the real deal. He has proof and credentials, and from what he's saying, just like Graham Hancock, these people know, and they're even talking about the angelic connection, and there are actually two groups now divided between them, just like what this guy is suggesting here, right? There are those people who want to attach themselves to the angels and basically benefit by technology. We talked about this, yeah, in the past. Yeah, we talked about this heavily, right? with a whole deal with angels and technology and the secrets of heaven and all of this, right? We know it as witchcraft. We as African, we know it as witchcraft, but they know it as technology. It's the same thing, the same results. And the influence is what is important. Influence, yeah, the influence. Even if you read Enoch, these angels did not just bring a light bulb, no. They brought knowledge about trees, roots, the parts of the roots, flowers, and what to eat, to do this and this and this and this, and people became drunk with that knowledge, and slowly they were led astray, and then boom, they are destroyed. They destroyed themselves, literally, right? So this is exactly what this is why this whole situation is powerful, right? And them themselves are releasing footage. There's a lot of footage out there, right? This footage that they released recently, this with the flying crafty being tracked by radar, that's old. I've seen that footage so long ago, like so long ago, and you can't even believe, right? So there's a lot more out there, like a lot more. But since it's a program, they gotta be very careful. They don't wanna cause shock or panic, because they want to create a conducive environment for these people to be received as gods, literally. So like introduction is everything, right? Right. So this is what is happening. So they send out these military personnel, these intelligence personnel, and they come out with this information, right? They hit the masses with information, true and false at the same time, right? True and false at the same time. They do believe that these are not aliens, they are angels. That is true, but where they are from, that's a whole other situation, right? People like Graham Hancock, they say that they recognize that we live inside the firmament, right? But, well, how do you explain their whole phenomenon? Where do they make these aircrafts that levitate in the sky without any form of known propulsion anyway? Right? And show incredible maneuverability and speed without breaking the sound barrier, right? No boom, right? So this is just a conspiracy, right? So this guy here has written these books, and trust me, there's a lot of more information. If people could really read what is out there, if they really knew what is out there, they would 100% know and recognize that we are not alone. That will be their end answer. They wouldn't know why. They wouldn't know why, regardless of the footage, like Peeping Tom. I don't know if you have seen this footage, right? Footage that has been scientifically analyzed and proven to be valid, right? You can enter this on YouTube. I don't know if they might use the algorithms to suppress it, or they might even make it popular, right? So there's a footage there. It is called the Peeping Tom, and it is basically this guy who got visited multiple times by ETs, right? Extraterrestrials. That's another vague term. Extraterrestrials, or sometimes they use extra dimensional. So he gets regularly visited by these creatures at a very particular time, and they take him and they do experimentation on his ship. And now this guy, at the time of this visitation, he recorded one. Apparently he recorded one alien peeping at the window, and people like Hollywood specialists came out and they reviewed the footage, and they were to basically answer all of these inquiries that people were putting forward regarding the footage, right? I'm just giving you so much knowledge, right? And they say, okay, by the way everything moves, it's not animatronic, it's not animatronic, right? And it's not a suit either. It's not a suit and it's not animatronic. And these are professionals, okay? These are the people that make movie props, right? So they are the ones that will be able to, and we have forensics, video forensics experts, and they went to the clip, and they are convinced like it was not fraudulent, it's not fake, there's no artificial anything, okay? Believe it or not, if you add something in post-production, meaning after the fact, it is easily recognizable these days, right? There are so many tools out there. You don't even need tools, to say the least. You don't even need tools. You just need common sense. Yeah, you just need common sense. So, for instance, just an example. You know, I don't want to go there. Okay, I can take you an hour over there. Right? I can take you an hour over there. Just take my words for it. Okay? Just take my words for it. Okay? It's gonna get there. It is getting there with these people coming out. Right? So, here is another fold of the psyop. Hmm? Hmm? So, these guys, I've seen them talk, I've seen them, and they are not servants. Being set apart is being of service, and these people want to just be on top, and they are part of these fraternities. You know, you people, especially in America, you gotta look out for these people, man. And it's quite easy these days to do research on people. Literally, just a few clicks. Believe me, this guy is part of some fraternity, like most. Even in the Hebrew Israelite movement, right? They have fraternity logos all over their purple stuff, and people are literally blind to the whole situation. These fraternities are literally connected to these Masonic brotherhoods. And these supposed Hebrew Israelites who have awakened to their identity are rocking these theta, gamma, basically the like freaking sorority sisters or some. Like I've said, I usually use simple terms. Like I said, you know, the diasporans are like Trojan horses, you know. You gotta watch out what you carry with and come with over here in Zion, because trust me, Zion will reject you. You gotta watch out. Okay? You gotta watch out. Hmm? Look at this. How did they know that it is from 2,700 years ago? Just a simple question. And this looks like a Sumerian god. A Sumerian god with the two angels and the big hat and the standing strengths. This is a Sumerian god here. But they say it's a Paleo-Hebrew script. How about them apples? Where did Latin come from? That's my question. So here, they want to partake of the fruit, I see. Space junk was actually a car-sized meteorite. What size of a car? Was it a hatchback, a saloon, or what? Whatever size it is, do you have actual evidence? This is what people are not asking. You know, people just consume consume. But if you were to put this, my guy over here on the right, on a stool and ask them, okay, you say that a car-sized meteorite ran through our skies, and okay, do you have any proof of this? Or do we just see something that made light move across the sky? Because we have to question here what we are seeing. And believe it or not, there is no proof. There isn't. If you ask them tough questions, they will tell you, the thing just disintegrated upon entry. There are many craters out there. Okay, another thing about craters, these supposed craters, okay, we need to think scientifically, right? These meteorite craters, right? If you have a PC, you can load up images of these meteorite strikes, right? These meteorite strikes, there are many, even some in the moon supposedly. Okay, there are plethora of image. You can go on the Google, many, right? And then those people who have seen explosions, right, and the power of explosions, well, isn't it peculiar that all of these craters seem to be formed by an object which fell straight up, straight down, meaning vertically, vertically, just like something struck the earth vertically to form this cycle, this even cycle. This is what these most craters look like, right? But physics and trajection, and it does not apply. I'm just saying, it does not make sense, right? I'm not making anything up. You can stop this video, enter on Google, enter right up there, meteorite craters or wherever, asteroid craters, right? And they literally have no angle. These meteorites always comes vertically down, boom, and make a crater, just like an explosion went off, an underground explosion rather. That's just a clue. I'm just giving you a clue, right? As usual, I'm just giving you nuggets. Every video, just nuggets. Okay, just look it up yourself. Okay, just don't take my words for it. Look it up. They provide the evidence of these supposed craters. So first, there is no meteorite or asteroid, rock. There isn't any, right? And if there is any, look closer. You'll find out that people who have taken samples, and one of it was discovered to be a freaking rock, right? No, even not rock, petrified wood. And it was given to some nation whose name will remain unmentioned in this video here, right? So there isn't evidence for either meteorites or the other. And then the impact site, okay, especially on the moon. The moon, they can change that, right? All of the craters of the moon, they are equally, okay, if you know the how forces act, right, on the supposed moon, which has these impact craters, and they say that the surface is like this, but it doesn't matter how the hardness and the softness of the surface, it doesn't matter. If an object strikes at an angle, it will leave evidence. If it struck straight from up to down directly, that crater would make a cycle. And that's exactly what we are seeing. So I have covered you in your space delusion. I've given you the moon to discover, right? You need to talk about the moon, right? Let's not even talk about the dark side of the moon. No. We're going to talk about what we see here and the evidence presented, okay? And if you have anything that suggests otherwise, please feel free. Okay? It's getting sketchy out there as usual, right? It's just time. It's racist Negro. What? My guy here. Well, if you know about, well, I am well vested in the pop culture. I know a lot of things, so I can speak about this, right? I know about the entirety of the controversy in detail. So, is Snow White sexist? Yes, it is, right? It's literally got rid of most of the male characters, and it did the whole situation. But I don't think this is not a sexist thing, right? This is rather a divisive thing, right? So spells, spells, be careful with words. Choose your words very careful. So this is not a sexist or anti-male sexism sentiment or stance, right? This is a divisive tactic, a divisive tactic rather, okay? A divisive tactic. So hence it has perpetrators. It has people who are literally pushing, okay, because we are actively fighting against it, and it keeps popping up every time repeatedly. We should be asking ourselves like, wow, okay, wait a minute, they seem too organized for this. So who and why are they doing this? What benefit do they gain from men and women fighting? I can think of a few. So can you, right? And who are these people? People like Bill Gates, people who have an issue with the increase in population. That's not a conspiracy. This is what they have been saying in these stages here, right? I'll try to find the footage and I'll attach it to the description. I hope I remember that too. So the new battles in Congo. We are winning. Keep on winning. But do what I just told you, right? Look at this, right? So they don't want to drop missiles anymore. They are dropping a different type of weapon on them. So what? Are you going to treat them and then kill them with a bullet later on, or are they already dead before they know it? This is confusing. You get this, right? This is a spell. This is witchcraft here. Listen careful what they're saying. Israel agrees to small pause in Gaza attacks for vaccination drive. I want you to contemplate what they literally just said in this here statement. Right, let me try to find who wrote this. Right, so as I done deleted the crop, okay? But really, think about it. So, what are they saying here? Okay, it's not just about the phrasing, the whole situation. I want you to look at the whole situation. They agree to a pause in the war so as their enemies, their supposed enemies, can get medication so as they can not die. Is the spell broken yet? But they're very, I'm just saying, right? Watching. Hmm? So this whole situation, has the whole fingerprint of Babylon, right? I told you that the nations that will bring will bring headache to me. I know them. They can't hide from me, and I've put them on blast here. Okay, we have Kenya, we have South Africa, right? We had Rwanda, we had Nigeria. Nigeria now is starting to turn slowly, right? Above there, I don't even see them. I don't know why. I don't see no Libya or nothing. No Egypt. It's quite ridiculous, really. It started off with just a chef on an Uber not paying a Nigerian, and Nigerians retaliated, and it became a whole situation, and Uber was the battlefield, and money was lost, and animosity grew. But I know why this is happening. It's an attack on Nigeria. Just like how they attack Uganda, just how they attack Congo. Right? So these attacks will make you stronger as a people. So yeah, your peoples have been making a mess all over the world, and they do not have a good reputation. And I do believe that most of the bad reputation that Nigerians have is psychological warfare. Okay? It's mostly psychological warfare. Right? They talk about, oh, Nigeria has a lot of, I don't know, those phone call people who steal your money or make phone. Those are everywhere, literally. They are literally everywhere. The bigger the nation, the wealthier the nation, the more these people are. Right? So it wasn't a Nigeria only problem, especially here in Africa. Right? We ourselves here in Tanzania had to actively take measures to track these people and stop them. Right? But in a country who has a lot of educated people, taking up criminal activity is quite, especially when computers are involved, right? So you can think of it as a resource. Think of it as a resource. But as of now, just take responsibility. Do not do better. So this is what I'm talking about. Pre-programming people. So how it's just unbelievable, right? So this whole situation here in Congo also, the Nigerians were thrown into the whole situation. So apparently this brothel here was owned by Nigerians, and also it had some people from Asia. I don't know, you can look at the video yourself. You can search it on YouTube. This is just the perfect storm, isn't it? Just say, we'll do better. So this went viral a couple days. Eh? It's crazy. It's crazy. You have to listen to this. Just Google that catchphrase over there. You'll see the entirety of the video of her opinions, okay? And she felt that she could share this opinion because it was a common opinion, okay? It was a common opinion. At least that's what they make it seem, right? It can be a psyop also, right? I'm just saying, it's a single woman. It cannot, she has no, like, what's happening? Why all of these people are all over this? It's just a single person. It's not a new opinion. I trust me, there are a lot of opinions out there like this that actually say, like, you know what, from what we know, because this is what they're speaking from, right? From what we know, actually colonialism helped Africa. Africa would be a lot different if we didn't go over there to civilize those people. There are people who hold this sentiment, right? So you pick up arms and no, just present the facts. Okay, you present your facts. Why do you think that this statement that you're making is validated? And then I present you the fact, because some people might be just speaking out of, what do they call it? Cognitive dissonance. Look at me using big words. Right? So the guy that wrote the book about the UFOs also was in this interview. So he came with a picture showing a sample of bioorganic. Not bioorganic is the same thing. I'm not talking a biotech organism. So part of it is iron and part of it is flesh, right? And the scripture then told us that these two will never cleave to each other. Will never cleave to each other. But these people keep lying to telling us, these people have achieved this. This is so as they can have control over what they're doing. But really, no. Okay, they have attacked me personally with every weapon I've heard about out there. So I'm informed and I'm experienced when it comes to these things. And this guy here is lying. He's lying. It's a psyop. So you have these other issues arising, right? They also have to involve. It was last time in the other brothel video. It was the Vietnamese and the right. What are they doing? Right? They are trying to shape relationships. Right? So what do? Nigeria, Tanzania, Uganda, Zanzibar extend a hand to the Vietnamese and the Thailands. They're in deep doo-doo right now. And China, I think they're acting a little bit like a bully over there. Okay, not a little bit, like I've seen the footage of the boat ramming. Okay, it's ridiculous. Okay, it's ridiculous. It's the same thing as what China is doing to the Indians. Okay, remember that soldiers and clubs with iron stuff beating each other. Like, are you serious, China? You know you don't have to do these things, right? They're extremely unnecessary. Right? That's a weaker nation. You can literally bomb the entirety of Thailand with just drones. Not even a single missile, just drones, and cause havoc to the whole nation. But is that a better alternative to actually causing a disarray between the relationship? Why is Thailand dependent on America? That's the question you should be asking yourself, and then provide the environment. You are closer to Thailand. Why would they be waiting for things from Europe or America, while it's literally a few kilometers from your shores, and now you are fighting like little children. This is why I'm telling you, this is not because of me. I'm not some abstraction to your global plan. You are doing it yourself. It's just perfect. Right? Because if you ask me, what do I want for the people of God? I want people to live in peace, regardless of their race and whatever. Right? Regardless of what these street corner preachers keep talking about, saying, I don't know, Latinas and Negros and these are the chosen. Like, what? These are the new teachings. Yeah. Or rather old. Right? So they are causing division, more division, more division, more division, more division. Yeah. They don't like the truth, and that's the issue. Right? The truth is a sword, it divides, yes, but not for nefarious gains. Right? Not for nefarious gains. It is there to reveal that if the sword can cut, then you have been living in a lie from the beginning. Right? If your relationship is solid, whatever truth comes up, it will remain. But the violation of trust is a thing that it is a constant thing that people work on. It's not just a one-day situation like people like to believe, right? So they just have videos circulating out there, and these channels are just picking them up and just pushing them, right? So we gotta fight as a single unit, or else these psyops will cause havoc in international relationships between people and people. Will be unstable, right? So so this is what is escalating out there. So these Venezuelans have set up shop over there. To do work. And these guys, they are angry because they're interfering with their bottom line. Right? As you can see, there's no flag over there, so they do not represent their nations. They represent their gang. So low-key, these guys do be dealing, and they're recognized, right? They're recognized. So let me end there. I will not make a long one. So yeah, see you when you see me. Love you. Bye.